before I got a car, I was just like, you know what, by the age of however old I was when I was in a position to buy a car, I thought I'd be so rich that I'd have drivers like, Hamilton, take me to the mall. But life does not work that way.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Turn this room, turn it to an
20 minutes later.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Notando and I make videos on construction, lifestyle and travel. On today's video we have a bit of a story time, a bit of things to think about before diving into this big purchase of your life. I'm going to start off with a short little story and I'll just put timestamps if you're impatient, you just want to know tips and stuff. This video is not going to be too comprehensive, like I'm not going to go into the details of like save 2,500 whatever. It's not going to be that. It's just going to be a very qualitative video about getting a car and where you need to be emotionally, maybe financially, what works, what doesn't work. At the end of the day, you make the decision, you do what is right for you. And also, my baby turns 1. My sublime. So when I first started working, I was like, oh my gosh, thank God, no more exams, no more when are you graduating. It was great, it was awesome, and I started in 2018, in February 2018, and it was great. Like my mom was proud, everyone was proud. It's just like, yes, you are doing it.
Proud
and I'm very proud of what happened today.
I like that she focuses on her goals.
And after, let's say, 2 months of being a tax-paying adult that does not have exams anymore, I started getting the question, dude, when are you getting a car? And then I'm just like, hold on, I just started working. Also guys, you need to know this, I am a cheapskate and I was terrified of driving. All of it was just so scary. So luckily my first site I was stationed at, or in rather, Auckland Park. If you know Auckland Park, you know it's very studenty, and what we were working on was like a student accommodation building. So I was just like, yes. So I lived in a B&B type of setup, which was chilled and cool. It was great, like I could walk to work. I did not feel any pressure. I'd go to like Campus Square to get my groceries, which was amazing. So I didn't have to like be an adult. It was just like, oh cool, still buying my noodles, still living like a student. Like I still had a student mentality, which was great. And then things kind of changed and we moved to like HQ. HQ is a bit far, so now I needed to like Uber there, and the cost started building up, and I was just like, oh, every day as the days went by, I was just like, oh, maybe I need to get a car, maybe I need to get a car. And before I could actually get to purchasing a car, we were back at Auckland Park, but now I had moved a bit further, but I could still kind of push through that year. I didn't have to get a car, which was amazing. But I made a plan. I was just like, before I like get into the car business, I'm going to make a plan. So I'd take like the Revaya bus to like downtown. When I get to downtown, I would Uber from downtown then to there, because it was a bit closer from there. I did this for a while and it started getting so tiring. There's points I'd come back like using like taxis from Bree and stuff, and I was just like, you know what, OC, I understand. Uguti, in the motor, you're not feeling it, you're not about, you know, investing in a car, but like I think you kind of need it. And when I started doing the math with how much money I'm spending on public transport, this could have been paying for a car or car installments. So I was just like, let's do it. Let's get this damn car. Just like, I really wanted a Beetle, but apparently it's a bit costly, and they discontinued making them. So I was just like, I just fell in love with the Suzuki Swift. And then I started looking for it. Looked everywhere. Looked at like secondhand, looked at demo cars, looked at all that jazz. But I got to a point where I was so tired of just like looking and comparing and stuff. But I had done my research. I looked, and eventually I was just like, you know what? One Saturday I'm just like, let me call you. I am making this call. So I call Suzuki Northcliffe. I make this deal with this guy. I tell him I want it in this color. I want that. I want this. I want that. I want that. I want that. Let's do it. This guy's like, okay, cool, blah, blah, blah. Making the transaction. We're getting to it. It is amazing. And then he sends me like a contract and stuff that I need to like sign. Sends me pictures of it. This is the car that you wanted. I read the contract and it's like, it's not an automatic. I wanted an automatic. It is like a brown color and I wanted like white or silver. All the specs are wrong, and I'm realizing this guy's just trying to clear the floor. He doesn't care what I want. He just wants to sell this specific car to me. And I was just like, you know what, dude? I'm done. I'm over it. So I now cancel that transaction, and I'm back on the search markets now. I'm just like, ugh, okay. I looked again, Basonia. And then Basonia's like, oh yeah, I don't know, we have a demo car. It's in this color. I think you'd like it. We don't have an automatic in white, but we have an automatic in silver. It's a demo car. So it's like this much cheaper, and you can get it as soon as you want, type of thing. And I was just like, you know what, let's just do it. I didn't overthink it. So I dove into it, and that's how I got Silver Lining. I call it Silver Lining because 2019 was slightly shitty, and Silver Lining just kind of was like one of the sparks that was like, hey, kid, you're okay. You're okay. The world is unpredictable, but you are still okay. And I was very grateful for it. I love it. It stressed me out, but I love it. I feel like I'm talking about a child, but I love it, and it's been a convenience in my life, and I've gotten to take some wonderful road trips with my Silver Lining.
Right now, I hear you. Do you? I just need to show it. I need to call it Charlotte. I need to tell Charlotte. We don't need you, Charlotte.
We're gonna go to this restaurant, by the way.
Which one?
One of the days. We're going to go one.
Oh yeah.
We're going to Gautrain.
So pretty.
I have to bring one for when?
Oh, that's good. We can do a lunch here and then a dinner.
And I hope to take many, 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 many more. And I think for me, it has been my perfect starter car as a young professional in the world of construction. Now let's get into the intricacies of getting a car. First of all, know what you can afford. I'm so glad that I'm the type of person who's not like into labels or what's in, or like what will people say. I'm about what you can afford, and if it looks good for you and if you feel comfortable in it, and if it's good quality, then yeah, do your thing, do your thing. I'm chilled. If it works for you and if you like it, at the end of the day, you need to impress yourself. Like, it's about you. They're not there in your debit orders, so it's about you. So think about you and what you can afford before you think about anybody. Number 2, do not be pressured. Yeah, it can get to you when people are just like no. So I don't know, wait it out as much as you can. When I eventually now got a car, I was sick of Ubering. I was sick of being like carrying all my, I'm not a light traveler. Even when I go to work, I remember in high school, people always be like, oh no, son, what's in your bag? Like, your bag is so big. I just want to have everything with me just in case. I don't know why, but I'm not a light traveler, and I always have stuff on me. So it was very, very tiring, like jumping into an Uber or a bus or a train. And you're carrying stuff, and I'd always leave my house keys in the Uber, and I'd always inconvenience myself. So it was like very, very stressful with that. Do not be pressured. Think about it. I feel like I fought peer pressure so much till towards the end, when I was just like, okay, fine, I am personally tired. So do it for you, and don't do it because other people are pressuring you to do it. Number 3, do not start too fancy. And this is the same as point number 1. Like, it's not about other people. It's about you and what you can afford. And especially because if you're a new driver, because, you know, things happen, people scratch stuff, and so you want to make sure that you're not scratching your fancy car. Even if you can afford it, maybe practice with like a small anyana or something, and then when you're now more seasoned, you can dive into the fancy stuff. Number 4, wait it out, think it through. Before I eventually committed, I had 2 times almost bought a car. I literally was talking to this guy for, what was it? It was a Kia Picanto, yes. I was talking to this guy about it. It's like I was ready and I was just like, okay, fine. I'm going to do it. And then something happened. And then the second time, I was going to buy a second-hand Beetle. I'm so glad I didn't do that because I don't know, like I feel like it's a bit risky. Personally, I feel like it's a bit risky. But yeah, so glad I didn't go through with it because I don't know, how do they fix them now? It would have been great, but like, what if it had problems? I'm just not designed to be like going to mechanics, and I'm so skeptical of people, and I just feel like they'd be lying to me, making me buy parts for their own good. But yeah, I'm so glad I didn't do that. But I thought it through, and I never committed the 2 times. Try have your family assist you with the burden of the cost. My sister played a big role. She did assist me, or she tried, and then I kind of messed it up. But yeah, she was there for me. She actually kind of helped me get into the groove of driving, so I'm grateful for that. But if you can have, let's say, a family member who can like pitch in for the insurance, because insurance is kind of costly, especially if you're a new driver or a driver you're new to insurance. Sometimes you can have, your license can be super old, but if you have not had insurance ever before, it just shoots it up. So it doesn't really matter if you've driven for so long or whatever. I think they're just like, yeah, you might have your license like since you're 16, but you've never really had a car, so you haven't been driving, so they kind of also see you as a risk. So yeah, try to have a family member help you out with something they can do. You can pay maybe for the tracker, or they can pay for the insurance for like a year or so. Like the small things to just assist you, because the installments can seem so high when you're first starting out, especially because you're like buying, it's a car installment, it's the petrol, it's the insurance, it's the tracker, it's sometimes the insurance will like trick you into, yo, I need to cancel that thing in my insurance. Hey, that's very useless for me. Sorry. Before you know, you're just like, I don't need this. But yeah, try to have somebody maybe pitch in or commit and wait it out, and also like test drive the car. I test drove the car, even though it wasn't the exact same car, but when I was now buying, I was just like, you know what, let's just get it over and done with, because it was stressful. Like, it was so stressful. Like, I was on medication, guys, for ulcers, because I was just like, I'm making this huge, it was like getting a baby. I'm sorry if that's offensive to people who are moms, but it was very, very stressful. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, now I'm gonna have to take care of this thing, feed it with petrol, and make sure it's not stolen, have insurance, pay for it every month. Oh my word, that was very, very stressful. So wait it out if you can. Exhaust your own patience and just be like, you know what, I am tired. You need to be sick of the circumstance that you're in, not because of anybody else, but for you. Get it for you. At the end of when you've done your research, when you've thought about everything, just dive into it. Oh, another thing I'd like to mention is, people always ask, like, is it good to put in more deposit or buying it cash or whatever? If you can buy it cash, then great, but as an investment, I'd rather you put your money somewhere else and then be paying for it, because it's a depreciating asset, so you're not going to get much from putting it there. So, but if you have money that you want to throw away, then by all means put all your money into it, but just know that when you sell it, it's just going to be much less. Also, if you have a big deposit that you want to put in, it doesn't make a lot of a difference. So sometimes you're just like, you know what, it's okay, but a deposit does help. And then with the balloon payment, I never really looked at that option, but apparently that's when you still want to keep renewing the car. A lot of people advised against it, so I didn't do it, but it also does decrease monthly repayment. So just think about where you want to be in 4 or 5 years, or however long the commitment you're willing to make with your car is, and then you can decide from there. But I can tell you all of these things. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to do your own research, see what works for you, and then eventually, lastly, dive into it and commit. That is it with this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you found something from it. I hope you had notes. I know that it's not very technical, and I'm not breaking down like fixed rate. There are a lot of details that go into it. Just think of these core things that I spoke about now, and then do what is best for you. At the end of the day, do what is best for you. Thank you for watching this video, and tough times never last, only tough people do. And one day when you are in a position, if you aren't, to get one, I hope you can use all of this information. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you later in another video. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe and share.